Bet you haven't seen this one yet.
As a prosecutor in law enforcement, I have a huge stick.
It's a very sharp stabbing pain, and it hurts a whole lot. Like from my chest all the way down, it hurts, including my side.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school. California schools get their state and federal funding based off of average daily attendance. Schools are paid about $30 per student per day.
In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution.
I first heard of Kamala Harris when she got elected California Attorney General.
We are putting parents on notice. We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
She wrote a report saying truancy was costing California schools $1.4 billion a year in funding.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding. I want money.
Kamala then wrote a law making it criminal for parents if their kids miss school time. Kamala even wrote a book called Smart on Crime.
You can read an excerpt from the book that she just plugged shamelessly. It's called Smart on Crime.
Talking about arresting parents for truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
And then there's the cover-up.
When Kamala Harris ran for president in 2019, they asked her about arresting people like me, and she just lied her ass off.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We never sent a parent to jail. And no parent went to jail. And we did prosecute some cases, but far few, only about 20.
Whitley Yates, the director of diversity for Indiana's Republican Party, even highlighted that claim right here on last week's The Sunday Show.
I'm talking about, like she stated, when she was a prosecutor and the way in which she prosecuted parents for the truancy. I'm talking about when she...
Not a single parent went to jail for that, by the way.
And did. And she...
So that's incorrect.
When she was...
Let me pick up on Amisha Cross's not a single parent rebuttal and set the record straight on this. It's true. Kamala Harris never sent parents to jail for their kids' truancy. Never sent parents to jail for their kids' truancy.
It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. I opened up my door, and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris.
Welcome to the Freedom Unchained channel. This is a story about the disgusting lies of the mainstream media, fake news, and the future president of the United States. Hopefully not. I don't think America can handle that one. We got enough communism going on. We can't let it get pushed over the edge. We still need America here, the one last republic, to be able to bring freedom completely into the world and keep it out of the hands of the communists, socialists, Marxists, whatever you want to call it. They all have the same results: killing people and destroying the economies. So this Marxist Kamala Harris wanted to pass a law to get money, as she calls it. She loves money. Whatever way she can do it without working. Of course, she doesn't want to work herself and put any productivity into the economy. Just steal from other people. That's what normal politicians do. So she passed a law to throw parents in jail for truancy because they were losing money in their indoctrination camps. And this is what you get from indoctrination camps, and this is why they want them, your children, in their indoctrination camps.
Trump or Kamala?
Kamala. I like her, and I'm a Democrat.
And why do you like her?
Because she will be a good female president, and I would love to have a good female president for the U.S.
And what do you think she'll do good for our country?
She'll actually help our country more than Donald Trump would do, because she is smart and she's more reliable.
And what do you think are some exact things she'd do?
She'll do lower income and lower taxes.
So she'd lower everyone's income?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
That is a good thing.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is the worst president in the whole wide world.
How come?
Because he hurt the Capitol building and he started World War III.
I'm sure you've seen that clip before. It's pretty sad. But the majority of people, children that go into their indoctrination camps, especially their higher education indoctrination camps, and pay all that money to be indoctrinated, this is the best way this is as good as they can communicate and as good as they can think right here. And it's kind of sad. But we'll get into the video while you're here. Another story of a communist destroying a family.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
I'm so proud of you right now, because you walked all the way down here and I wasn't expecting you to walk.
My daughter, Shayla, suffers from sickle cell anemia, a chronic, painful genetic disease.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick.
It's a very sharp stabbing pain, and it hurts a whole lot. Like from my chest all the way down, it hurts, including my side.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
Kamala's horrible policies hurt mothers like me and the Black community. My name is Sheree Peoples, and this is my story. I am a single mother. I've worked as a certified nursing assistant and a caregiver. My daughter Shayla was born in 2002. When she was born, she was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. It affects all major organs in the body and also causes extreme pain. Her whole life, she has been on medications like morphine and Dilaudid to help her control the pain. In addition, she had to undergo blood transfusions every 3 weeks. My lifestyle became taking care of her almost full time. It is pretty typical for kids with Shayla disability to miss a lot of school.
I just got out of school. I've done 3 full days this week. Oh, I'm so tired.
And for years, the teachers were aware of her condition and her absences were all excused. California schools get their state and federal funding based off of average daily attendance. Schools are paid about $30 per student per day.
In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution.
I first heard of Kamala Harris when she got elected California Attorney General.
We are putting parents on notice. We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
She wrote a report saying truancy was costing California schools $1.4 billion a year in funding.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding. I want money.
Kamala then wrote a law making it criminal for parents if their kids miss school time. Kamala even wrote a book called Smart on Crime.
You can read an excerpt from the book that she just plugged shamelessly. It's called Smart on Crime.
Talking about arresting parents for truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought, wow, this woman doesn't have any empathy. Is it because she's not a mother? I also thought, how could she not understand it would disproportionately affect people of color, single Black mothers? But honestly, I didn't imagine it could affect me. Her teachers had her medical records from the Children's Hospital. I even had a 504 plan, which was an agreement between the school district and the parents to provide care for students with disabilities. It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. I opened up my door, and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
Then they handcuff me. So they take me outside for what you call a perp walk. And oh my God, the TV news was there. The newspapers were there. You could swear I had killed somebody. It was degrading and humiliating. I was taken to the Criminal Justice Center. They took my mugshot. I was fingerprinted like a criminal, and I was terrified.
And it felt like I caused her so much pain. Because in reality, it is because of me, even though I know it's not directly my fault. Sorry.
The next day, the Orange County Register showed the pictures of my arrest. They even had a close-up picture of my hands in handcuffs to show here's a Black mother being arrested.
It was a truancy rate at over 2.5 times that of white students.
Everyone knew most truant kids were Black. I think Kamala Harris wanted me as an example to threaten other single Black mothers, like, this can happen to you if you don't get your kids in class. The police even put out a press release naming me and other Black single mothers like Toya Daniels who got arrested the same day. But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges: failure to supervise and encourage school attendance, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I couldn't believe it. They framed my daughter as a gang member and basically charged me with neglect. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
Like 10 different prosecutors. They kept pressuring me to plead guilty and spend a year in jail, but I kept refusing because I did nothing wrong. All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my Shayla. I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And in that hospital stay was when I had my stroke.
I had a stroke about 4 or 5 days ago. And right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
In 2015, after 2 years, they finally just gave up and dismissed my case. In 2018, the Supreme Court of California ruled that truancy cannot be punished by incarceration. It was unconstitutional. The courts finally stopped Kamala Harris' abuses.
If you don't want your family destroyed, make sure you guys go into the description and join the Sovereign's Way Club. It'll teach you true law so that you can protect your family. And then subscribe to the channel if you like content like this. Please smash the like button. Let's get the algorithm pushing this video forward so other people can find the channel. Leave a comment, let's get a conversation started, and let's just get into it.
When I look back, I ask, why did Kamala Harris arrest me? Why was Kamala Harris so insensitive to a black woman with a handicapped child? Well, first, I learned that Kamala Harris has no common experience with black people. She grew up with an Indian mother. I remember she kept saying she was Indian.
To become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
What we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
And I learned she grew up in Canada, not in the United States, and went to a wealthy high school. I think in Canada, she must not have been exposed to American values, which respects the rights of individuals. When Kamala Harris ran for president in 2019, they asked her about arresting people like me, and she just lied her ass off.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We never sent a parent to jail.
And no parent went to jail.
And we did prosecute some cases, but far few, only about 20.
It's ironic because Kamala helped raise money to bail out murderers, rioters, and thieves. But she thought I belonged in jail because I had a handicapped child. To me, Kamala is fake. She just repeats stupid things like unburdened.
What can be unburdened by what has been? What can be unburdened by what has been? I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
I found out she only became Attorney General because she was a mistress to the married San Francisco Mayor, Willie Brown. And today I see she tries appealing to black audiences by putting on fake urban accents.
And we're gonna do it again in 2024.
Black people are very down to earth. This is insulting to us.
You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Kamala, how stupid do you think we are? And I saw Kamala's Twitter photo. That's from like 20 years ago. She's 60 years old today. Even with the heavy makeup, you can see she's 60. I seen her pretending to be talking on the phone, avoiding the press. She's a terrible actress. She was calling young people stupid.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
With Kamala, we can't even say Merry Christmas.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
The laugh is so insincere.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
We have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke.
And yeah, I am radical.
All this woke and radical stuff doesn't do anything for me as a single black mother. All it got me was inflation that hurt me and my kids. Grocery store prices are crazy. I can't pay for food on my income.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals.
Black people has been in America for 400 years, but Kamala pushes us to the back of the line behind illegals. Why? As borders are. She just filling up our schools with kids who don't speak English just so they can get more government money. Illegals get free health care, but I have to pay. They get free housing, and I'm struggling to pay rent.
Are undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime.
And it's more dangerous in our neighborhood. We don't need Venezuelan gangs.
To this day, at 22 years old, I suffer from full paralysis on my right arm and partial in my right leg.
Kamala Harris owes me an apology and my daughter an apology for what she did to us.
Let's be clear, my values have not changed.
Look, I am not a political person, but I want people to know what Kamala Harris has did to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone if you give her the power.
So as I was watching this video, I wanted to share it with you guys, so I went out on YouTube, of course, to find the video. And we all know YouTube likes to cover up for their communists. So as you can see, all the videos about this is about 5 to 13 years old or more, around that time. But there's one video you see, one video from a month ago. And what does it say? No, Kamala didn't jail people for truancy. So here, watch the video. Let's see for yourself how they're doing the cover-up.
Ever since Kamala Harris became the de facto Democratic presidential nominee, Republicans are talking an awful lot about her time as a California prosecutor, particularly the accusation that she jailed parents whose kids were chronically absent from school, otherwise known as truancy. Whitley Yates, the director of diversity for Indiana's Republican Party, even highlighted that claim right here on last week's The Sunday Show.
I'm talking about, like she stated, when she was a prosecutor and the way in which she prosecuted parents for the truancy. I'm talking about when she...
Not a single parent went to jail for that, by the way.
And did. And she...
So that's incorrect.
When she was...
Let me pick up on Amisha Cross's not a single parent rebuttal and set the record straight on this. It's true. Kamala Harris never sent parents to jail for their kids' truancy. As San Francisco DA, Harris was heavily invested in ending truancy. She explained in a 2009 op-ed, quote, "I see what happens on the back end of school failures. Young lives are being lost to street violence or prison time at an appalling rate. We must also take seriously the task of keeping our kids in school." 3 data points drove her to act. 44% of truant students were in elementary school. 94% of all homicide victims in San Francisco under the age of 25 were high school dropouts. And 2/3 of California prison inmates were high school dropouts. So Harris launched a program aimed at kids missing a lot of school, 60 to 80 days out of a 180-day school year. Struggling families were linked to resources they needed to help keep their kids in schools. Those who ignored warnings were brought before a special truancy court where they faced misdemeanor charges. Not one person went to jail. Not one. And according to the San Francisco Unified School District, Harris's initiative helped reduce truancy among elementary school kids by 23% over a 2-year period.
So the one lady said no one got jailed or prosecuted. Well, they definitely got jailed. They got arrested and thrown in jail. And then she tried to get them prosecuted, throw them in prison. But like most of her laws and her regulations that she wants to pass, they're unconstitutional. And once they go through the courts, they get thrown out. Just like her abortion ban's going to, or her women's health is going to get thrown out in court once she passes it. Just like Biden's paying off the indoctrination debt for children. Or kids, or people. Grown adults, actually, sorry. Because they failed to pick the right major to actually make money. And many, many more. Because these people actually don't know anything about true law and how this country works. They just try to shove everything, all these communist ideas right down your throats. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment. It's pretty disgusting what these people want to do to our country, our nation, whatever you want to call it. But we can't just sit back and do nothing. So please, once again, join the Sovereign's Way Club. And you guys got to learn the law, the true law, and how to protect you and your family. And start putting your children in, take them out of the indoctrination camps and start putting them in organizations or home groups to teach them what they actually need to be taught to be successful individuals and successful adults in their lives. That's what I'm trying to do here on this channel, is build community and figure out other ways to do the things that the government are taking care of right now, so we don't have to deal with their crooked asses anymore. I think the majority of people are sick of them. There's a new way. We got to figure it out and come together and build a better, stronger community. Hopefully, many millions of them, so we don't have to deal with this centralized, corrupt government anymore. We need a decentralized, blockchain secured, millions and millions of multiple communities that one man can join multiple of them. So the crossing of communities helps to regulate them without them getting corrupt, or man won't let them get corrupted, as we should say. So find my link in the description and connect with me. Join my Gilded. You can get some conversation started over there. I need to interact more over there as well. You guys can hit my email up. You can find me on social medias and all that great stuff. Please subscribe to the channel once again. Like the video. Pass it around. Please share this one around. It needs to get out to a lot of people. Leave a comment. Let's get a conversation started. And like always, I'm going to leave you guys in the love and the light of the one infinite creator. Peace.